building the Canadian Pacific Railway. It was the dream of Sir John A. Macdonald, Prime Minister at the time, to build a railway from Montreal to the Pacific Ocean. It took 10 years of surveying to determine the best route across Canada, living in tents, survey crews across the country, looking for the cheapest, most direct way to lay tracks. One of the main reasons for the Canadian Pacific Railway to be built was the fact that British Columbia would only join Canada if transportation between the east and west coasts was provided. As a result, John A. Macdonald promised that a railway across the country would be built in less than 10 years. Many industrialists, including Jay Cooke, began to see that this railway had an economic potential. However, the only industrialists that had the money to finance a railway was Sir Hugh Allan. It was proposed that Allan take on the project, and he agreed, but only if he had American support. In the summer of 1871, Allan created a Canadian Pacific Railway as a company that seemed to be entirely Canadian, but was actually controlled by Jay Cooke's Northern Pacific Railway. The Canadian Railway began its expansions from Bonfield, Ontario in 1981. Working west and expands all the way to Vancouver. It stretches as far north as Edmonton, Alberta, and also branches into the United States in Minneapolis, Detroit, Chicago, and New York City. The land in this area was mountainous, making the work difficult and dangerous. Construction began on the track from the east in Montreal and from the west in Port Moody. To lay tracks, crews had to cut trees down and clear a wide area along the path made by the survey crews. Many thousands of navvies worked on the railway. Many were European immigrants. In British Columbia, the CPR hired workers from China. A navvy receives between $1 and $2.50 per day, but had to pay for his own food, clothing, and transportation to the job site. Mail and medication care. After 2.5 months of back-breaking labor, they could net as little as $16. Chinese coolies in British Columbia made only between 75 cents and $1.25 a day, paid in rice mats, and not including expenses, leaving barely anything to send home. They did the most dangerous construction jobs, such as working with explosives to clear tunnels through the rock. The families of the Chinese who were killed receiving no compensation or even notification of their loss of life. Many men who survived did not have enough money to return their families in China. Although Chinese labor constructors had promised that as a part of their responsibilities, many spent years in lonely, sad, and often poor conditions. Help you out. Are you done? Yeah. We used to listen to it now.
I was always talking.
My phone didn't shut off or anything. The last one it did, so.
My boss is
Oh, it's still recording.